Monday morning, it's 10:30 and it's absolutely sodden. We're leaving Durness. If I come this way, show you the beaches, so you can't see the beaches from up here. Down there, a little bit of beach. This stunning campsite, this is absolutely stunning. Durness Sands. Beautiful. The only problem is last night it started raining about 10 o'clock and it hasn't stopped yet. Well, anyway, onwards to Groats today. A couple of hours ride, 100 miles. Trying to get there and set up all this again so it's got an opportunity to dry. Bloody hell. Made a mess of that. Nobody behind. Just cut that little corner off there. Everything's wet. Even down to the point where my visor's now misting up. I'm sticking to one camera for the time being because it's just too wet to start messing about putting dash cams on and different remotes and what have you. So I'm just going to try and make some ground, see if we can clear this rain, because heading across the top, it looks quite misty. Come on pal, if you're going. It does look quite misty actually. That's predominantly what we're in really, is in the clouds. So that's a John Lennon memorial, that is. I took a picture last night because I came walk down here. So that was a John Lennon memorial. I don't know the connection between John Lennon and Durness, perhaps somebody does, put it in the comments for me. This is Smoo Cave here. This is where I came to have a wander to last night. How far is that then from the tent? 0.7 of a mile. 0.8 of a mile, there you are, 0.8 of a mile. And the cave's actually down in this dip here. There's nothing behind me, so have a look. And you can't see all them steps over there are the way in and out. But yeah, the cave's down in that dip. It's got a waterfall that comes in from the river over there. It's quite impressive. Apparently it was some old boat builder's place. I was led to believe it was like an old smuggler's cave, but no, that's more your Cornwall direction. Seems a bit nipped this morning as well, doesn't it? It's nearly afternoon actually. Right, onwards then. So it's this is the whole of the top of the country today, all the way to the wonderful John O'Groats. I mean, there's not a massive amounts to see at John O'Groats really, and I don't expect anything to be open if I'm perfectly honest with it. Thank you. But it's pretty much like this all the way. Kyle of Tongue is probably my next stop really. On site at Durness Sands, there's a little breakfast bar behind the blocks. Sausage, egg, pap, quite well filled as well, really well filled. Look, plenty of sausages, an egg, and a cup of tea was £4.50. I thought it was quite good, to be fair, for a campsite shop. I was expecting to have to part of a tenner. But look at this, another beautiful sandy beach. This north coast is very, very surprisingly beautiful. Just wet. Keep forgetting I've got to clean this lens as well, otherwise you're not going to see anything. This drift camera's been awesome as well. I've had to change a few batteries and charge a few. I've got one on charge now in the tank bag, but it's still got the same memory card in, 64 gig memory card I put in when I left home. So I'm on day 6 today and it's still going. So whether that's because of the settings I'm using or not, I don't know, but it seems to be pretty good. Mini punch! Boom! So this bit here then, which I didn't realise when I was on the other side, we go all the way around this lock. Going all the way up to the side of it now. Thank you. So we've come all the way down that side, and then we're coming all the way up this side. That timed that well again. Right, so we're just coming down to the Cardiff tongue now. I normally stop here, but I'm not going to bother today because it's still hammering, so it's just going to get wet for the sake of it getting wet, so there's no point. It's on the A838, still across the northern road of the country. The most northern road in the UK, I think, isn't it? Well, it goes all the way across the north of the country, so it must be pretty close to being that kind of claim. Come on. This front brake feels a bit shit today. I think it's all this rain. Yeah, Carleton. Can see Lady of the Mountains somewhere, I was told when I came last time, but with all this mist today you'd be lucky if you could see anything really. Met a bloke here a few years ago, I was chatting to him just here. He was fishing for bass in the estuary bit here. I don't know if he caught anything, I didn't stay that long. There must be fish here though, because there's a heron there. Beautiful. Shame it's so misty you can't see anything. That's going to be the story of today. Then you've got the town of Tongue just after the bridge down here. It's starting to get wet hand now, which is not filling me with much confidence, being as these are Gore-Tex. What a miserable day. Dear. This road's horrible as well, look at it, it's pitted and scored and it's been like that for the last 5 or 6 miles. If this was dry it'd be a pretty tasty road actually, because it's nice blasting straights, little bends, big blast on the straights, little bends. Been running these Road 5s now for a good couple of years, I think they're brilliant. I've had various different sets, getting at least 6.5, 7 far out of the rear, 11 or 12 out of the front. I mean that front's been on since the MOT last year in November, so it's probably going to be getting on for a change soon. I don't know how many miles I've done, but I'll have to check. It's a fair few. Not as many as a normal year though, because of this, what's gone on and what have you. But yeah, it's an interesting place for a phone box, isn't it? There's no phone in it though. Well, there's no such thing as bad weather, they always say, it's bad kit. I disagree. There is such thing as bad weather. But look at them views still. Yeah, yeah. Stunning. Yeah. Dear, be here. Didn't think so. Alright, talk to you in a bit. Right, so this is Furzo. Little. Some decent shops at Furzo. I've had a walk around here before. It's not a bad little place. We're not far from John O'Groats then, this means. Yeah, and done it ahead. 71 miles in now, done a couple of hours, so I'm ready to get a break. Ah, there's a Golf.